Get the real facts. Listen to the real interviews. Share your real thoughts with Andre Donald on Real Expressions, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., Monday to Friday. It's all about Real Expressions.
Hallelujah. Young people, there's nothing wrong with dancing for Jesus. But we can't forget where we come from. So if you don't mind, let's have a little church right now.
Something about that name.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Listen.
Something about the name Jesus. Something about the name Jesus. Something about the name Jesus.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
It is the sweetest name. Sweetest name I know.
Come on and lift your hands and say it with me.
It's the sweetest name.
Thank you, Jesus.
I know.
Come, children. Have you forgotten the simple things of life that made us who we are? Have you missed the way? Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, from our lot here, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, from our lot here, sweet hour of prayer.
And he binds me on my Father's throne.
Yes, he do.
Make all my want and wishes known. He made them know. Oh yeah, yeah.
In seasons of distress and grief, my soul often found that relief to escape their tempers and snare. My strength is the power of prayers. Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, from our love King. Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, from our love King. Sweet hour of prayer. And since he bides me, I seek his face. Oh yeah. Believe in his words, trust in his grace. Just have some faith. Oh yeah.
Have some faith. I cast on him my every care, my doubts, my shivers and fears. I have the courage to be anywhere and wait on the hour of prayer.
Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, from our love King. Sweet hour of prayer, oh, sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, from our love King. 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 The power of prayer, from our love King.
you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
Pulsating is the beat. 7 o'clock is the time. This is Real FM Radio. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the rest of the world. My name, Andre Donald. Responsibility has been entrusted upon me once more so as to ensure that you have the perfect start to what is going to be a beautiful day in this wide and wonderful world that God has given us to live. Good morning. Let us pray.
Morning, Sandra, and morning to the nation. Nabi, good morning. Wherever you is this morning, Lord. Still, Lord, how excellent is thy name in all thy earth. Father, this our Lord, we on the earth to give you thanks, to give you praise, to glorify your name. Because your name is worthy to be praised. Without you, we cannot live. Without you, we cannot die. We thank you for the breath you breathe unto each and every one of us. And a special thanks, especially for those who cannot say thank you, Jesus. Those on the bed of affliction, I give you a special thanks for each and every one of them. This morning, blessed Lord, I stretch my hands to thee, Father, no other help I know but only you. And even you draw yourself from us, this our Lord, where thou shall we go. Especially those who are believing in you, Lord. Remember us in the days of mercy. This morning, blessed Lord, I bring the nation before you here and everywhere. Remember each and every one of us. We all are your children, this our blessed Lord. You are acquainted to each and every one of us. This morning, Lord, in a marked and special way, I bring the Prime Minister before you this morning, blessed Lord. Father, look over that son if thou be so pleased. Father, pass by the home you lend unto him, guide it and protect it, Lord. My God and my King, I bring his security before you. Father, please, Jesus, help them to be truthful to him, this our Lord, each and every one of them. Father God, I bring all the ministers before you. Father, bind each and every one of them like one bundle of stick that cannot be broken. Let one cry be the other one cry, this our Lord. Teach them to love and to unite and to understand each other, this our Lord. Not forgetting Mr. Boost, I bring before you. Remember that son, this our Lord. Father, pass by home. Do for him what he cannot do for himself. Guide him and protect him. Keep him in the act of safety. Leave no veins where Satan could enter. This our blessed Lord. My God and my King. Remember the entire force this morning. I bring each and every one before you this morning, blessed Lord. Pass by our police station this hour. Remember them this morning, blessed Lord. Guide and protect them, Lord. St. Patrick Police Station, I bring before you. Remember each and every one in that station this hour, blessed Lord. Just you cut in and give them a peep down. Prop them on any bending side. And do for them what they cannot do for themselves. This hour, Lord, I bring the SSU before you. Father, pass by every camp. Each and every one of those camps this hour, Lord. Consecrate them if thou be so pleased. Guide and protect them this morning. Remember them this hour, blessed Lord. Father, there is times the road is rough and there is time the road is tough. But with you, Jesus, I know they could make it, Lord. Remember them this morning, blessed Lord. I bring the plane in the air before you this hour, blessed Lord. Remember each and every one of them in that plane. Save guidance and protection. Remember the boat on the ocean. Remember each and every one in that boat, especially the fishermen, Lord. Help them to have a catch this hour, blessed Lord. Remember the Coast Guard I bring before you. Pass by the sea water if thou be so pleased. Guide and protect them. Wheresoever they look it, bring them safe and sound back to wheresoever they have to go this hour, Lord. Father God, I bring the buses before you. I bring the driver, the conductor, the passenger. Remember each and every one of them, Lord. Ask for safe arrival for each and every one. Remember our driver here and everywhere. Remember the sick and afflicted or those that cannot help themselves. The nurses and the doctors, we thank you, Lord, for them this hour, blessed Lord. My God and my King, I bring the Sanjay before you this morning, blessed Lord. Remember that son this hour, Lord. Thanking you for life, thanking you for health, thanking you for strength, for endurance this hour, Lord. For that there is time the thing is tough for him, Lord. But with Jesus, I know he can make it. Remember the whom you lend unto him. keep it safe night and day. Remember that, son, if thou be so pleased, the offspring of the body, I bring them before you, and I lift them up to you. For I pass by the home where they dwell in. Each and every one of them are dwelling with them. Remember them. Supply the needs if thou be so pleased, my God and my King. The radio station, Lord. I bring it before you, Lord, and I lift it up to you. Pass by it if thou be so pleased. Remember the four canal, Lord, the bungling center. Even the chascal of the door, the entire the gap, the surrounding of the yard. Keep that place safe night and day. Leave no winds with it and could enter this hour, blessed Lord. My God and my King, I bring all this stuff before you this hour, Lord. Not forgetting Nabi this morning, Lord. The little one you learn unto her. Keep it safe night and day, my God and my King. Remember that at this hour, blessed Lord. For I pass by all the other staff. I bring each and every one of them before you, not forgetting Brendan and home this hour, Lord. My God and my King. For the school children are home, Lord. Remember them this morning, blessed Lord. All those who are going to all different little things this hour, Lord. Remember them, keep them in the act of safety. Don't allow Satan to march in there to bruise their toe. And even those who are to remain home, Lord, guide them and protect them this hour, Master. Remember us this hour, Lord, our village and our parish. Remember it, every Christian corner, if thou be so pleased, my God and my King. As you tell the disciples to say, our Father which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us the days our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Good morning, and how are you?
Not too bad, and you?
Nice, I'm okay.
Okay.
Trying to make it for yet another day.
You have to try.
Most definitely, I do have
Yes,
to.
you can just remain like that if you don't try. You don't know if you could make it, you know.
Can't give up, can't give up. No. Can't give up at all.
Yeah, you have to try.
Yep.
Watch now, I know the lady had to come and pray, but what happened? I have a problem, not me alone, but it's me what need the problem, so I have to ask for the problem.
You're asking for the problem?
For the
Solution?
little favor.
Okay, right,
Sorry,
tell
the
me.
little favor. What happened? Sometime in last month, it's four of us on that line. The line for the four of us, the boss, well, they call now after and then Bandy and them come and they fix the pipe. But from the time they fix the pipe, we have a problem with the water.
What's
Problem
the problem?
with the water now. Like they close down, maybe they close the water to fix it. And then maybe, I don't want to say what I don't know. We don't get back the power of the water what we're supposed to get back. If I'm in the bathroom and I use in the shower, and I open the pipe in the bathroom, I'm not getting water from the shower. If I use in the pipe in the kitchen, and and all of us have the same problem, and somebody come to the bathroom to bathe, the water from the kitchen stops. If you the outside, have an outside pipe outside. If you the outside, and they open the pipe outside, no water inside the house. And we never used to have that.
Okay.
The water used to flow, washing, getting enough water. So I don't know if Bandy could do me, or if the Nawasa men could do me a favor. Please come and open up, because all of us, the four of us on that line, that is we on the road, having the same problem with the water.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope they're listening. But what I would do is that I'll try my best to see if I can reach out to Bandy and ask him to have a look at it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
then. Great. Take care. This is real. This is 91.9 Chester. I know normally, Chester, you're listening to Real FM. Yeah, I know normally you're listening to Real FM. So you're listening now, Chester. Please, please, please see if you can deal with that problem with Kenner. It probably has, well, I don't know what it has to do with. Let me not even go into that, yeah?
If you do,
That's the water thing. today's Wednesday though, is it? Yeah, Nawasa, you got your news coming up at approximately 7:30. You gotta be careful. 10 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning. Good morning to our Prime Minister. How are you doing, sir? I haven't said good morning to you for a long time, have I? Well, here's hoping that you have a wonderful day on the JOB. What do you got today? Hey, Chief, one day you can just pick up the phone and give us a call, you know. You understand? Yeah, you can just give us a call and say good morning to the listeners, all you're doing, that kind of thing. Every time we had to call you, so no disrespect, man. You can pick up the phone and give us a call, yeah. Spread the love, boss. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. Friends inside of Brooklyn, New York. Good morning to Canada. And if you live in London, good morning. But if you like Joan and live in Birmingham, top of the morning to you. And if you're Grenadian in Cuba, or you're Grenadian in China at this time, understanding the challenges that you go through, stand proud, stand tall, and show them that you are Grenadian.
You got to be careful.
And let's say good morning to our great friend Drumsticks. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to Isabella. Good morning to the nation. A reading from the Word of God, Mark chapter 1, verses 28. And immediately his fame spread abroad throughout all the going wrong about Galilee. And forthwith, when they come out of the synagogue, and enter into the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. But Simon's wife's mother lay sick of a fever, and they tell him about her. And he came and took her by her hand and lifted her up. And immediately the fever left her, and she ministered unto them. And at the evening, when the sun was set, they brought unto him all was diseases, and then they were passing with devils, and all the city were gathered together at the door, and he healed many that were sick and with disease, and cast out devils. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you so very much, my dear. And how was your night?
Well, it was great.
Good, nice to hear. And the morning is going okay?
Yeah, the morning bright.
Wonderful. That's great. The children?
Yeah, all right.
Who vexed me?
No one to vex you.
Well, no one did. No, well, they ain't talking. I don't hear them.
Dylan gone to work already.
But so there's only one.
And
yeah.
I don't sleep in.
Well, tell them I said they dumped me anyway.
Today's Olive Day.
Birthday? Oh no! Today's the youth parliament thingy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I wish her all the best.
Yes. Thank you.
Are you going?
Yeah, I will.
Well, look at girl who putting on the fancy clothes. You don't know what you're putting on yet?
Yeah.
What happened to you, lady? You crazy? You have to know what you're putting on. Crazy?
Good morning, Mike. Yeah.
Okay, well, great. Wonderful to hear.
Yep. But if I don't go, that won't look good. I have to go and listen now.
Well, yes, you have to go listen and give her that courage and strength to carry on. She'll be good.
Yeah.
I know she will be good.
Yes, I know that.
All right. Well, take care of yourself, my love.
You too. Have a nice day.
Have a wonderful one.
Day.
Nabila is on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's on vacation for a minute.
Okay, then.
All right. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Real 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Caribbean. 14 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. At 7:20, we'll link with the folks at the Morris Bishop International Airport Meteorological Office at 7:30. Let me do that double check quickly to see. But at 7:30 this morning, we should be linking with our friends at Nawasa for the latest news. And to tell you how quick Nawasa responds, and this is phenomenal. I'd always tell you all, we don't always see eye to eye, meaning myself and Nawasa. You know, we don't always see eye to eye. But I tell you what, they respond quickly, most of the TIME. They respond quickly. All right. And this morning is no exception. Kenro just indicated that she had a problem with the pressure in her home. Right. And I hoped and I prayed that Bandy was listening, and he was. And he sent me a message instantly. He said, "Oh, I got that, bro. I got that. I'll see what's happening there." So Bandy will go make a check. He's not promising to be able to solve the problem instantly, but he will go make a check and see whether or not, well, what is the issue? I mean, not only go into whether or not, yeah? He'll check you, Kenro, to find out what's the issue, and then he'll advise as to the way forward. Good? Thanks, Nawasa. Thanks, Bandy. You guys are the bomb sometimes. Not all the time, man. But most of the times, yeah. Nawasa is, they're good most of the times. So stop it. Not all the time. Not even Andre is good all the time. You know that? So relax yourself. Grenada, good morning.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's go. Let's show that we belong. Show the world that we belong.
Grenada on the road to Gold Cup 2021. Stay in the know by following us on all our social media platforms. Grenada Football Association on Facebook, GFA Grenada on Twitter, and at Grenada FA on Instagram. Matches begin 13th July and continue on July 17th and 20th. We belong.
Green's Concept introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, all air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Green's Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Green's Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Green's Concepts announces special prices on 18,000 and 24,000 BTU units. You have been saving on power, now save on prices. Call us today.
Hey, I am Corporal 85 Grant, attached to CRD Eastern Division, reminding you that incest and all other sexual violence is a crime.
I say no make them take advantage of you.
Spot On, a new program with new perspectives every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on the realest of the real, Real 91.9 and 91.5 FM. Real talk, real people, real issues in real time. With your host, Sheldon Scott.
Customer services.
Hey, hold on there now, outside. No, come on. You don't have to be that quick. I know you. I just spoke about you having, quick service and thing, but I don't mean that you have to come in quick with the program this morning. It's only 20 minutes after the hour. Come on, that's time for our folks at the Met Office. What's wrong with you, Noah? So you don't have to be that quick. No showing off this morning. Come on. Smooth sailing it is this morning, as per usual. This is Real FM. What do you expect? 21 minutes after the 7 o'clock hour. Hey, Jerry Tamer, good morning.
Good morning to you, Andrew. How are you doing this morning?
Let's see. I'm doing okay, just like it's bright. It's bright. The sunshine is really bright. Really, really bright this morning.
Well, yes.
There's some clouds, though.
Yes, actually, this morning on my way down to work, I was saying, wow, but this almost looks like a dry season morning.
There are some clouds, but the sunshine is just bright.
Yes, lovely sunshine.
Lovely sunshine.
Yes.
So, what's it going to be for the day?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what's happening now. Grenada and most of the Eastern Caribbean conditions are partly cloudy and hazy. We have some winds. The winds are easterly at 12 miles an hour. Barometric pressure now stands at 15.6 millibars. Now that's above normal and rising. Current temperature 27.1 Celsius. That's the same as 80.8 Fahrenheit. Relative humidity is now 84%. During the last 24 hours, maximum temperature recorded was 30.8 Celsius. That's the same as 87.4 Fahrenheit. Minimum last night 26.2 Celsius or 79.2 Fahrenheit. At points lanes, we had only a trace of rainfall during that same period, hence the total for the month remains at 155 millimeters. So let's now look at the public forecast, and that's valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and the PT Martinique. We can expect conditions to be fair to partly cloudy and hazy, but becoming cloudy tonight with some early morning showers. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides are currently falling. Low tide would be this afternoon at 7 minutes past 12, and high tide would follow this evening at 8:27. Maximum temperature today should get up to around 30.5 Celsius. That's roughly around 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunset today 6:37. Sunrise tomorrow 5:51. So just let me repeat the public forecast. Remember, it's valid for today and tonight for Grenada, Carriacou, and the PT Martinique. We can expect conditions to be fair to partly cloudy and hazy, but becoming cloudy tonight with some early morning showers. So, Andrew, that's all from me. Back to you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Tema.
Yes, sir.
Tema, I asked you to clean up Park Lane. Did you start to clean up there? No.
No.
No. But you must tell the resident of Park Lane that I said good morning, yeah? Tell them to listen to Real FM sometimes, man. They can get the signal right there and listen, yeah?
Okay, sir.
All right, take care, man. One love.
Okay.
Good. It's Real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. Carriacou and PD Martinique, you're never left out of my thoughts. You better believe that. Old Tree, what's up? What's taking place? First say, you good? Linton Lendo, although you are on air this morning on Styles FM, just saying good morning to you. Someone will tell you that, hey, that guy in Grenada said good morning to you this morning. Did you hear? Well, how could you hear when you're on air?
I think we have
Okay, so here's what the lineup is this morning from 7:45 until, and that's like 15 minutes before 8 o'clock, right? That's what it is. From 7:45 until 8:15, I have for you this morning an official from the Department of Culture, or the Ministry of Culture, yeah. I have an official from there. No, not the minister, but we'll be speaking to an official from Culture Division this morning. After that, round about 8:20, thereabouts, as we make that switch around, I will be having another individual and we'll be talking culture also. So it's almost like a cultural morning. No, Mr. Bowler didn't contact me, so I didn't. Yeah, I'm speaking on air, but well, yeah, but he didn't anyway. No, he didn't. I guess he was. Anyway, we have to talk. Good morning, Mr. Bowler. Good morning to your wife and the rest of the family. It's hoping that you and all the people at Poetry have a wonderful day. Let me see who the person saying good morning on the live. You know, usually there are people on the live already. Bonaparte is on the live. Good morning to you, Bonaparte. Oh, Pat is there. Good morning, Pat. Pat says good morning, Andre, and all the listeners and viewers, Pat. You have to remember that. Viewers here, right? Yeah, there's viewers right here. Errol Bonaparte, good morning to you also. And let's see, WhatsApp. Now, usually I send out a big WhatsApp kind of thingy and whatever. This morning I sent nothing out. And you know what? The only person that said good morning to me here is Joan. Good morning, Joan. Joan, can I read what I just saw there? You need to let me know if I can read it. I don't know if I have permission to read that. But that is such wonderful news, Joan. That is absolutely magnificent. Tell me if I can read it so that I'll read it out loud and clear. Good morning to you, Jeff and Matheson. Yeah, Jeff is saying Matheson, but you know his wife. Good morning to both of you inside a beautiful Cairo crew. And whatever you do, you've got to know, that come on. There's some people here like Sheldon Scott, like Joan, like Kinder, and like Claire, like Yolan. These people, they're there like, you know, you better not, Andre, don't even go into calling names, because you start to call names, and then what is going to happen is that, you know, people get offended. Oh, you don't call me name. Sure, you go say, oh, you don't call me name. Or we go say, you don't call me name. Sure, man, them and Christine and them down in the bus stop. And I go say, oh, you don't call me name. Calling all the people name, you don't call me name. So let me not call name and say, I love you guys, every single one of you. Whether you're on the live or whether you're listening to terrestrial radio, whatever form you listen. Gotta say good morning to David Cap Charles. Now that's a man that moves early in the morning. I can tell you that. I used to see this vehicle going by sometimes and never did realize, not until this morning, that it was him driving. Good morning to you, Cap, and thanks again, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. He moves early in the morning. I tell you what, and I want somebody to dispute this if they can. Listen and listen very carefully. People who work in the city and they live, let's take St. Patrick's and Andrew for an example. People who work in the city and live in St. Patrick's and Andrew, they're up at 4 o'clock in the morning with a view to leaving home by 6:30 to make it to work for 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. They get to work on time. As a matter of fact, most of them would get to work by 15 minutes to 8, 10 minutes to 8 thereabouts. If they have to work 8:30, they get in there by 8:15, based on how their bus moves, right? Good. Now that's the people living in the rural areas. Check this out though. The people who live in the city, the people who live in the parish that controls the Mecca, as you call it, they have to get to work for 8 o'clock. And check it. They're leaving home at 8 o'clock in the morning. And trust me, the record shows that. They're leaving home at 8 o'clock. So they live closer to the job, but they're the ones who get there late. While the people who live furthest away from the job gets there on time. The only time they're late, if there's a slide or an accident or something, roadblock or something, that's the only reason they'll be late. Other than that, they get to work on time. But you in the city, Caroline, you guys don't get to work. Well, put it this way. They get to work on time in the private sector. But in the public sector, oh, glory, hallelujah. A new king is born. They don't get to work early. That's not good, is it? You know what? Let me just stop this thing. Oh, by the way, good morning to you, Claudette Pitt, out there in Bathway. You sent me a song that you probably wanted me to play. So I'm going to play a little bit of it in a short while. That will be after we have this this thingy from the National Water and Sewage Authority.
Customer services, bill payment, revenue collections. We are open. NOWASA's Lucas Street headquarters. Come, we are excited to serve you. NOWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NOWASA. I am Wendy Chateau. A team from NOWASA will journey to Petit Martinique this morning to meet with residents to discuss development of the island's water supply network. The meeting is scheduled for 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, July 15th, at the Petit Martinique RC School. Residents of Petit Martinique, you are encouraged to attend this meeting and, of course, to be on time. Again, the meeting starts at 4:30 p.m. at the Petit Martinique RC School. Also this morning, we return to remarks from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell at the official commissioning of NOWASA's new headquarters on July 6th, speaking to the strides made by NOWASA over the years with regards to providing consumers with a consistent supply.
So at a major meeting of the NOWASA, I publicly made a statement that we have to move to charge people based on the amount of water that you use. And I used the fact that if I have a little jupa and I turn on the water and waste it all day, there should be some penalty relative to the amount that I have to pay for that usage of water. And if I was able to struggle and to reach a point in life where I can improve myself and the quality of my life and build a proper home with an amount of rooms or bathrooms as I wish, but I am careful about how much water I turn on the tap when I don't want it, and therefore I should pay for how much I use. And don't tell me because I am poor that I should be allowed to just waste the water. So I made a statement that we have to move towards charging people for water that they use. That weekend, newspapers came out on weekend. The two weekly at that time headline, well, NNP dead now. It put his foot in his mouth. That is what happened then. I could not believe that you are getting licks for something which was so fundamental. Colleagues, sisters and brothers, that was the start of what we call the use of water and the availability of water and paying for what you use. That is how it started. And over a period of time, as we moved in that direction and started making sure people pay for what they use, this become more and more acceptable. And that is where the whole process of NOWASA being able to be able to earn revenue and at the same time control the wastage of water, because given the amount of resources that we have to spend in bringing that service to the people of this country.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, and that's our time with you this morning. On behalf of the entire team at NOWASA, I am Wendy Chateau, wishing you a fantastic day. If you haven't already done so, then we encourage you to go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected.
Customer services, bill payment, revenue collections. We are open. NOWASA's Lucas Street headquarters. Come, we are excited to serve you. NOWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Neil Streit, an international social skill consultant, and I'm here to let the public know that every child has a right to say no to sexual violence.
And me say no make them take advantage of you.
When you think of Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, what comes to mind? A reliable financial institution that has stood the test of time. Maybe you think about the convenience and quality financial service they provide. Do you think about their readiness to help you retire, achieve your academic goals, build your dream home, buy the piece of land, or the elegant car? Or maybe the convenience of their different locations, Jubilee Street in Grenville, or the new outlet on Lucas Street in St. George's in the Derek Sylvester building. Maybe you always consider how they're always a phone call away. 442-8602 or 438-4228. They're also online, www.grenvillecreditunion.com. No matter what comes to mind, remember, Grenville Cooperative Credit Union is the best place to save and to borrow, working with you to make your brighter tomorrow.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it, and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
want to know you. I only want to know you, Mother. To know you is to love you, Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth. Is it too late? 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 Is it too late to save the earth? Can we save the earth? From you come all material things. To you all things material go return. You is the heartbeat of man's survival, Mother Earth. Provider of food when I hunger, fountain of water when I thirst. Oh, Mother Earth, in your womb, centuries of seeds does be planted. Blessed be the fruit of thy womb, Mother Earth. So much harvest you deliver, yet we take you for granted, Mother. Your beauty with the face, destroying the trees in the forest, distressing the ozone layer, polluting the waters with acid rain and toxic waste. I only want to know you. I only want to know you.
It is real. It's 91.9 FM on your dial. There are those of you who probably would have heard it already. And there are those of you who would not have heard it. So, I'm here to tell those who did not hear. And you're probably wondering, what is he about to say? Why did he just say what he have to say? Yeah? That's what you're wondering. Why is it he don't say what he just say what you want to say, Andre? Sometimes the suspense is a little, it's good. Do you know did you know that the song I just played? No, you didn't. Oh, do you know this one?
I walk my finger to the bone for my country. I squeeze blood out a stone for my country. The people in authority, mashing up my family. So much a years that we sweat and toil, is we blood and tears we till the soil, but we still suffering today. And we children can't see the way. Hey, I wake up in the morning and there's unemployment, I can't take that. We wake up in the morning and there's more retrenchment, I can't take that. When they want to stop all this humiliation, I can't take that. Wake up in the morning, more frustration, I can't take that. No, ain't taking that soul.
Yeah, you're still wondering. Okay, fine. That the lyrics you're hearing, the voice you're hearing there, Brother Resistance, out of Trinidad and Tobago, and thanks to Claudette Pitt and also to my good friend Sheldon Scott. I was, trying to put things together this morning. They both sent me the information that Brother Resistance has passed. So, and it's interesting that 3 days ago, would have been on Saturday morning, I met Kenneth Mark, who is a senior cultural officer in is it the Department or the Ministry? Yeah, I think it's the Department of Culture. And I said to him, look, I'd like to speak to you on Wednesday morning for about a half an hour. And he says, okay, Andre, no problem. I think we can do that. I can squeeze you into my busy schedule. I said, okay, thank you very much, K-Mark. And if you see how the things intertwine, now we're here to speak to culture, and a cultural icon has passed away on basically the same day that we're talking culture here in Grenada, albeit he's not a Grenadian, but he's a Caribbean son. And that is very important. Well, I already have in studio with me, I already have Mr. Kenneth Mark. I'm going to see if I can, I'm trying to see if I can bring him up on screen here. Let's see. This one, no, doesn't work. That one, no, doesn't work. Okay, fine. I know what I'll do. Right. I think I got it. I think I've got it right now. Yeah, you know, the cameras again, yeah? Yeah, they give a bit of a bother, especially when they are very, how you call it? Very important guests. Yeah, sometimes you have a bit of a bother. So there we have myself and Brother Kenneth Mark on screen. Good morning, K-Mark. How you doing?
Good morning, Andre. And good morning to the listening public. And maybe the people in the diaspora, because I realize you have me on camera.
Yeah.
So that's me. I am on social media.
You're on social
live.
media, definitely. But without that, we have listeners on J1 FM inside of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So you're still there. So with or without the camera, you're still there.
So I'm just saying good morning. I'm happy to be here so that we can have not a little chat, a big chat.
No,
a big chat.
A little chat.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, you know, we've had, this is like the second big Rasta artist in what? In the weekend. In the weekend, we decided that we're going to talk culture.
Right.
2 Rasta artists gone. 1 Grenadian, Natty Nuclear Dread.
Yeah.
Who is the father of Little Natty, and 2 Brother Resistance,
and he's the husband of Sister Lee.
Yeah, Natty Nuclear.
Yeah, she sings as well.
You know, just to think here quickly a bit before we get into the substantial topic this morning.
Right.
Natty was not doing well for a long time.
Yes, I know.
And Sister Lee, based on reports that I've had, because I used to inquire from people who know, you know, how is he doing, how's he going? And every time you inquired about him, one name came up, Sister Lee.
Yeah.
And how well she dealt with the situation. And, you know, yes, it is her husband, yeah, but is how much that woman put into, quote unquote, the final months, the final years of Natty.
Well, I could speak personally on that. Because,
okay, tell me.
Because this year she performed in the Independence Cultural Extravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a task for me to get her, because she said, unless she doesn't get someone to stay with him, she will not be able to perform for me. But I really wanted her to perform for a lot of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to make the commitment to get someone to stay with him so that she could come to rehearsal and come to that performance.
Yeah,
like to show you how dedicated she.
Yeah, she did it. She did it all.
Yeah.
She did it all, you know, because every time I inquired, you know, how's Natty, how's he doing, whatever, from, you know, friends and, you know, people around who would know, you know, because one of the things is that I don't like to, if I don't pop up to your home when you're nice and bouncing alive, for me to pop up there when you're sick, I think, no, I prefer to continue stay in the background.
Yeah,
because that's where I was all the time. Why am I jumping ahead? No.
And as the person died, they go up.
Yeah, I jump ahead, and that makes no sense. So I decided, no. When he was performing and when he used to come to GBN, when I was there, we were pretty, you know, cool friends.
Right.
You know, and he was very good friends with my sister's children's father that he passed away too, 5 John, police officer, corporal. You must have remembered him. Him and Natty were very, very good friends. So hence the reason I had that kind of a bond with him, you know, and it's tough to lose any individual, but Sister Lee would be happy, not happy that he's gone, but happy with the knowledge that he has gone to a better place. Because that will have to do with her belief.
Correct.
Because it all has to do with your belief. Where a person is, you can believe the worst, you can believe the best.
Correct.
So based on her belief, I hope that she's believing that he is in a better place.
Nobody never went away and come back and tell us what it
Nah,
was.
they ain't start to do that yet. The guy got up. The guy, how do they call the guy? He just gone in the edge of space. The Virgin Atlantic guy. What's his name?
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah, he just gone in the edge. He didn't go there and come back yet. They don't know what to
come and tell us to say, well,
if
it's this or this, if it's that.
Yeah.
So,
so we don't know.
No.
All we know is that they transitioned to another place.
And we're thinking that is a better place.
Of course, we are hoping that it's a better place. We are hoping, it must be a better place.
Yeah.
No, and then Brother Resistance this morning, who is, to me, is the epitome of rap soul.
You're right.
Throughout the world, he's good like that. And finding out that he's passed this morning. So thanks again, Claudette, and then thanks Sheldon Scott for sharing that information with me this morning. However, I'm here this morning to take care of you, meaning the listeners and the viewers. I'm here to take care of you guys. And one of the things I do to take care of you is to give you information, entertain you, of course. I can do that at the snap of a finger. Not at all times I have information to give to you that I really want to give to you. But this morning, I decided to steal a half an hour to speak to Mr. Kenneth Mark, Senior Cultural Officer in the Department of Culture. Richard Brunson, that's the guy's name. Thank you, Phyllis Matheson. You see, my people are right there. Boom. Richard Brunson, the guy who went to the edge of space. Good for you, Richard. You got the money like that. Billionaire. You could have just done so and give us $1 billion down here in Grenada.
You
just give us $1 billion in Grenada and we fix. But you're taking money and going to space. What's wrong with you, Richard? Come on, man. Get a $1 billion and we good. Yeah, everything okay. Just take one of your planes, put him on in the plane and come back. That not money laundering, that money flying. Anyway, back to it. K-Mark, was I correct with your position?
Yes, in your culture, with responsibility in music.
With responsibility for music?
Music, yeah.
Right. It's 2021.
Right.
2019 was a pretty decent year. The government in itself, the government projected that 2020 was going to be a lot better than 2019. However, coming to the end of 2019, we started hearing these things. They say, oh, fine, now another thing again, swine flu, maybe, bird flu, whatever. Not realizing
SARS, you're not coming to us.
Not realizing that this thing was going to come. This one is going to come right here.
Right.
We are accustomed with Rika or whatever, dengue or whatever, like a flu. We are accustomed with that. But this one says, no, you better get accustomed to me because I'm coming to your door. And it left where it left, wherever it started, and it came to our doors. It entered our space. And everything was brought to a halt. Everything had to stand up and say, okay, fine, what's happened to this guy?
Even going to church?
Yeah, when every single place and everything, including culture, had to stop. Mark, have you guys started again since you stopped?
Yes, we started. I can safely say we started. Although in 2020, because we're in 2021, we tried to reach out to our students in the schools, through as we said, social media, telephone, etc., etc. And we think and we realized that wasn't enough. So now here we are in 2021. We put things into place. We put things into place and actually execute. Now we decided to the Ministry of Culture right now is really school-based. Most of our programs are working with the schools. Even since I came into the department in 1996, we did most of our work were working with schools, trying to build the minds of young people culturally. And musically, just name it. Dance, if you can remember Harrison Fleming, you remember Bosco, Judith, you know. So that's never changed. But slightly, we move in different direction. But we still work with the schools, and we have to. We couldn't get government funds and sit in the ministry without doing anything. So in 2021, we said that if everything is virtual, we said we will do now what we call teaching aids, and we're going to send it out through the social media. So we have teaching aids in violin, Jomko. We are in the process now of doing dance, calypso, pan, and patois. But I could safely say we had 5 lessons in violin out already on social media. If you go to Culture Grenada, you can see 5 lessons on violin and 5 lessons on Jomko. That's where we are so far, sir.
What the challenges of 2020? And 2020 was the most challenging year for all and sundry, and not just Grenada. I think for the world, 2020 will go down as the most challenging year. We're just starting to not necessarily come out of it, but to get ourselves together in relation to the tailspin that we are putting in 2020. It would have been very challenging for the Department of Culture to function. And you spoke about, okay, we couldn't just keep government funds and not do anything.
Correct. That's important.
What did you do in 2020? Yes, you couldn't have gone to schools because basically most of the time there's no schools. You couldn't have done it, but you couldn't have gone out to do anything. And yes, it was a situation where most people were working from home and all sort of things were taking place. What did the Department of Culture do in 2020?
Well, we had to introspect. So we went back, not to the drawing board, but into ourselves to know how could we present. So we had to take a time off to put things together. So we bounce head. We bounce head, not coming together, but really the telephone, etc., to know what we could do as a department outside of going to the schools as we used to do. So this is where we spend a lot of time trying to put that into perspective. What can we do? Because it's difficult. If you know, like you're riding bus, and then the bus is not working no more, you have to think about, should I walk? Should I buy a donkey? Or something. So we had to sit down and bounce head and see what we can do in 2020. Can you imagine that in 2020, the 11th of March 2020, we launched the studio, the lab at McDonald College to start that program.
The 11th of March 2020.
And the 16th of March 2020, we had our first case.
But you launched it after you had the first case?
No, we launched it before.
You said you launched it on the 11th of March. Okay.
And we were ready to take off. And then the 16th of March, we had our first case. And you know what happened after. So from there we had to bounce head. And we realized that we had to reach out to the students, and this was one of the things that we actually came up to. We said that we will create what we call teaching aids and put it onto social media, so that not only the students but anyone who want to learn to play the violin, learn to play the drum, can go to YouTube, Culture Grenada, and get themselves involved.
But is that making sense?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is making sense, because we have more than 10,000 viewers, people looking at it and actually saying that we are doing something that making sense.
You spoke of the launch of that music lab. At McDonald College. So you launched on the 11th, and the 20th you had your first case. We had our first case in Grenada. Where is it now?
right now the studio, the lab, I don't call it a studio. It has a studio inside the lab, because a lab is where we teach not only audio work, but also teach instruments and other things. Right now, it is a course for the students at McDonald College. Right now, is happening. It started on I can't remember the date off my head. Sometime in April. 13 weeks. We started the very first day of this term, because we are using 13 weeks. We are teaching their introduction to music production. We are teaching right now introduction to music production. And we have 10 students who are involved in that program. As 10 children started, but as you know in everything else, you will get, especially in the skill, you know that in the skill arena, or you have people start. So we had about 10 students started, but we boiled down to 6 who are committed, and they almost to the end of a 13 weeks program, where they will receive a certificate
at McDonald College.
At McDonald College, where they receive a certificate and 3 credits. So if they want to continue, they can, present that.
And these credits are recognizable where?
Well, we're still working on it, because we went to the Ministry of Education and asked that if we're looking at if we could get a certificate, and they give us some directive that we have to follow. But for now, they advise us that we can use it as a secondary level certificate, and there are certain things that we have to do to boost it so that they can get 3 credits. So if ever they want to continue, like friends, they go to America or they go to England and they want to continue, they could present that, and they are fully equipped, because it is very comprehensive. I have the syllabus in front of me right here.
Who's the tutor?
An individual called Mr. Hovenwood.
And he teaches at McDonald College, or he goes there just for that?
No, we employ him at the Ministry of Culture on contract, and he goes there just for that.
So he comes up? How often?
3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. 2 minutes today is after the 8 o'clock hour, speaking to Kenneth Mark. And Kenneth Mark is a senior cultural officer within the Ministry for Culture. As a matter of fact, I have been told, and this is not for him to respond, I've been told that maybe the next time I'm going to interview Mr. Mark, I may not be speaking to him as a senior cultural officer. P.S. There's that possibility. I don't know. I've just been told that. What are you laughing at? I said you did. Laugh is a response. You're not supposed to respond. You're not supposed to respond. Good morning to you, David Cap Charles. Do you know that guy?
David Cap Charles? No, not off my head right now.
You do? You just don't realize that you know him.
Yeah.
He works at the Housing Authority.
Okay, the Housing Authority.
Yeah, he's from the Lafayette area.
Right from, yes, I know him, yes.
You know,
it's in Kaisui Chute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from...
I'm speaking to Denzel at this particular point in time, right, because Denzel, I want him to do over that drug song that Cap did many years ago. I still believe it is the best penned drug song in Grenada.
Right.
Best penned drug song, and I think Denzel can bring life to it again, and we can start. All stations should be playing that song. Speaking of Denzel, why didn't we, at your music lab, why didn't you get someone like Denzel who is into this? Why didn't you get somebody like him involved so that he can pass skills on to the youngsters?
Yeah, we're hoping of doing that, but we know that he's on his busy schedule, because he's...
That's all right. He'll make time.
Yeah, but yes, the reason why Hovin Hood into the picture, it was more than 7 years now. We had approached him to be involved. Not only, even before we had that, we asked him to be involved working in the Ministry of Culture for a number of reasons. And then we realized that he was properly educated in audio engineering technology. and he worked with software that we know, Pro Tools. So that's how we get him involved. But the thing is that we don't stop with him. We have a lot more people. So Denzel could be, we have a lot more people that we're willing to employ, because outside of McDonald College, Andre, we have a lab at SAS. I think what your alma mater.
Don't think, just know. Don't think.
At SAS, and it's more high end than what is in McDonald College.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you for a lot of reasons. It is bigger, and the acoustical treatment is of high-end quality compared to what we use at McDonald College.
You see that you McDonald College was quote unquote the guinea pig, and then you did
no, the funds are available at the time.
The funds available.
The funds are available at the time. So it's not. We would like to do all of them the same, but the funds are available at the time.
Is your intention to have more music labs?
Well, not even that. The Grenadian public, when they saw, especially the launch of McDonald College, they asked that if we could put one in every parish.
In every parish.
Yeah, if we could put one in every parish. So that is left to the government to.
So these are going to be two for some time.
For some time, and I want to say, hats off to the government of Grenada. McDonald College was totally funded by the government of Grenada. It surpassed $75,000.
Wow.
And SAS was funded through the government again, but from a grant.
Yeah. How much?
100,000. So.
100,000.
Yeah, so that's why you see the two. You had the difference.
Spending that kind of a money on youngsters, brilliant.
Yeah.
I totally endorse. However, am I going to be getting? Am I going to get kind of a confusion at the end of the day?
No. You can rest assured on that.
What is there to I would not get that kind of a confusion at the end of the day?
The training, the training. As you know, I sometimes keep quiet with that, but I'm training that field as well.
Yeah, I know you did something in Canada, was it?
Yeah, Canada. Audio engineering technology. And I am the supervisor, so I will be at the venue all the time, making sure that what is being transpired is not what we want to hear. We actually should be at industry standard. When I mean industry standard, competing with the outside world. Not on a great level, but a level to the point that we know, all right, this is what we should do, and this is what we shouldn't do. I'm not saying that the output, because it's just an introductory level. I'm not saying that the output will be international, but they are exposed to the point that they know that this is what should be done and this is what we shouldn't do. So I can rest assured that in the coming years, you will have some producers, recording artists, what can give you some quality work, So I can as I tell you, you can rest assured that what you just demonstrated, you would.
Yeah, the confusion.
Yeah, totally.
Because the thing is, we have to understand that if monies are going to be spent, and I'm not saying that confusion cannot develop into something. It could develop into something and something really good, but we must understand first and foremost that it is confusion.
Right.
And once you understand and you know there's confusion, then you will be obligated to correct it, to fix it. And then out of it can come something.
Correct.
Because I really do believe that the youngsters have something. However, they have to take the confusion out of it. And that, I hope that by doing that in the schools, you will be able to take the confusion out of what they consider to be
we look at that, because also we try to channel their energy too. They have a lot of energy, so we try to channel the energy in something that they will like, because they are using the same cell phone and do voice messages, record their voice and send it, so they have a better environment to record something and get something out of it. You understand what I'm saying? So we know where their energies are, and we're trying to channel it into the right direction so that they can be useful in society.
Is there okay, put it this way, are you seeing more females than males or more males than females in this? What are you seeing?
I'm going to say sadly, but I shouldn't say sadly. I'm seeing more female than male.
You're seeing more females
than male, yeah. Like, for instance, we started with 10. We started with 10, we boiled down to around 6 now. We started with 10. And outside of that 10, there was only 3 males.
I hope that our people are listening, because whenever you hear these things and other things too, you realize that females are taking the opportunities more than males. In
everything. In profession that you think that male should.
In everything. Females are
correct.
taking, in the kitchen, more females than males, definitely. To do the beds up professionally in the hotels and whatever, more females than males. The only thing that males doing more than females in this country is driving bus and making confusion. No, seriously.
You're correct.
That's what it is.
Because it's boiling to 6 now, and it's only 2 male and 4 females.
I hope that our young people would understand that there is a need for the males to get more involved.
Right.
And government as a whole, government pays a lot of attention to what's happening to the male folk, and they tend to invest more to get the males on board. But it's just like...
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
But
what times I think we used to try to grasp everything we could get.
But we never got anything anyway. Please, give me a break. What did we get?
I know. I say, look at, you all have that opportunity in your school. What we had. What we had.
Nothing.
A little cricket, a little football, and that's most. A little athletics, sports day, and then we feel happy. No, they have everything at their disposal. They teach you to the computer, they teach you absolutely everything. What we had in truth.
We had nothing. I'm telling you, we had nothing. Yesterday I was speaking to someone and I said, you know what? I was speaking to Tara at the bank.
Yeah.
And I said, Tara, you know what? If I had the internet like it is today, if I had that or anything close to that, me and talking to you now, I sit down in some university lecturing somewhere or some kind of something.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. And young people still saying that they ain't get nothing.
Yeah.
And they have so much available right there.
You're right.
I visited my daughter this morning. I had to drop something off for her. And I went into her room. And she's on the bed. 2 books open up before her and her phone in her hand. So I'm like, Shata, what are you doing? She says, studying. I says, with your phone? She says, well, yeah, studying and doing research one time. With her phone. I didn't even have a house phone. Do you understand that?
Can you?
I did not even have a house phone. But here she is. Studying at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Doing research
2 books in front of her, pen in one hand, phone in the next hand. So tell her you studying with phone. Daddy, you're doing research.
That is how it's at their fingertips.
At their fingertips. That is exactly what I wanted to show. It's literally at their fingertips. But you know what? According to my good friend Top Cat, who's listening, and Top Cat, I wish that you can make, but you're not going to school again. But don't worry, you make use of this music lab thing, because Top Cat is saying we had more common sense. I don't know, and that's Top Cat saying that, not necessarily me saying that. He said we back then had more common sense than they do now. Young people, I did not say that. When you see Top Cat, deal with him. Stop supporting him. In any event, What else is on the table that the Department of Culture is going to roll out? Because I believe you said one thing, which is the department focuses more on schools than it focuses outside of
the community.
The community.
But
so, what else do you have on the table for schools? And then we'll come back to focusing on schools instead of community and what you're doing. But what else do you have to roll out?
In schools, right now we outside of what we're doing at present, because we still cannot go to the school as we want.
Yeah.
So outside of outside of what we're doing, we started at one time the school soccer monarch. We're thinking about bringing it back, but for some reasons which I don't want to disclose, had a problem. We also want to. We're thinking about getting totally involved when the Kaiso comes back into being, because seeing that we have a Calypso tutor, we're hoping to get young people from the school level to be a part of the junior Kaiso competition. That is something that we're really looking forward. Anytime that we open up to do things like that, this time we should have a bigger presence of our program into the school and to the junior Kaiso. For now, this is where we at. We're still working on the teaching aids because it's a recording process. We have to record, we have to edit, and then send it out. So this is where we at. We totally focus on the teaching aid right now. And when we finish, we want to do at least around 10 lessons though. 10 lessons. So you see we did 5 in violin, 5 in jumko. So we still need 5 from these two who are already out already. So we're hoping to do about 10 lessons. And we have to do 10 lessons in all the rest. So that will take some time for us to put together. And when we finish that, then we hope that we should be able to free enough to move, free enough to be closer, and then we will focus otherwise.
You're not necessarily focusing on persons who are out of school, albeit you are the Department of Culture.
Yeah.
And culture does not stop when a child leaves school.
Right.
What happens to persons like Top Cat, who is an artist?
Yeah.
Who may do very well with some good voice training? What happens to people like him? Does he have to look to the commercial side of this to find the thing, or does the Department of Culture have that available? What gives? How do you guys take care of people who are not in school?
We don't have it available, but what happens though, individuals like Top Cat will get in contact with me or get in contact with any one of the members of the department and have some conversation, and in that way we assist. If it means that we have to direct them to a person who could give him, like for instance, Miss Valerie Daniel, who could give him some voice training, or Miss Ramdani, but we will facilitate in that manner. So I will get in contact with Miss Ramdani and say, well, Top Cat he wants some voice training, and here is what we want you to do. And if it needs, what we do, we budget sometimes, not all the time, based on how things go, how the budget cycle go. We budget sometimes so that people like Ms. Ramdani, we could give them a one-off contract to do some workshop, or do a workshop with people like if a lot of people come asking, then we realize no, we need to touch base with that. So we will ask Ms. Ramdani maybe a one-up contract. What we used to...
I do not get the impression you're not selling to me that you're consistent.
No, honestly, it is not a consistent thing. But at the same time, we wait until you ask. If you understand what I'm saying. Because sometimes we could create and people not involved. You understand what I'm saying?
But yeah, I understand.
You understand? But if they ask, then we work. Like for instance, this music lab, we have a recording studio there. Now we start with the young people in the schools. But at the end of the day, the community has to be involved. So if someone wants to learn to be a recording artist, they should be able to give him the opportunity. That's one. And if, like, for instance, if when Calypso and Soca begins and like Top Cat want to record, he should be given the chance to come and record his song. I don't know, it might be at a small fee. We're not doing anything free. It might be at a small fee, but not as exuberant as when they go to an engineer to record.
But would they get the same quality?
They will.
Are you certain about that?
100%.
You spoke just now about the students in relation to the Calypso competition and the Soca Monarch. And I've looked at this competition and I've listened to the songs, Soca and Calypso, over the years. And I have come up empty in relation to the objective of this, because I believe the objective is to develop youngsters into songwriters and performers and so. And not every person would be able to do so and write a song to perform it. But when I listen to the Calypsos and I listen to some of the Soca songs that are done by these youngsters, you immediately know that they weren't written by these youngsters. Mm-hmm. These youngsters had absolutely no influence in the writings, in the lyrics coming. And outside of recognizing that the youngster has talent, that's all. You reckon talent in terms of delivering the song. But he knows jack out of spades about how that song was put together or whatever. Correct. The person put the song together, gave him the sing, he goes and delivers it. Is that what the Department of Culture is building on?
No. We have a Calypso tutor who goes to the school and actually teaches how to write, etc. But when we look at the junior Calypso competition, the junior Calypso competition, the Ministry of Culture, sad to say, not totally involved. It's Spice Mass, and then there is a group of people from St. David's, headed by teacher Eddie, that runs that, And I always advocate. I remember once we said, Elvin McQuilkin come to me and he said, Mr. Mark, you need to put your foot in the junior Calypso. And I remember, I don't know if I should say that on air.
Remember, I'm not forcing you to say anything.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not, but there was a particular individual when Wizard tried to get me involved, because Wizard knows that even when back in time,
the band?
Yeah, plays for Legend in Concert. And even they, who are seasoned artists, and they come to sing, and this is not right, it's not passed on to me. We have to get it right, even for Legend and Concert. Okay, so I could remember, I'm just saying that not to so much blow my trumpet, but I remember Legend in Concert and Pink Panther came. I don't know if I give you that story. And we were doing his song, but he sit, but we were just running the song. And ever so often I stop the band and I say, this Mr. Brass isn't right, this isn't right, and he sit there. So when he couldn't take more, he asked, who is the leader of the band? Yes, who is the leader of the band? So I said the saxophone player, that is Robbie. Robbie is the leader of the band. But he said, no, you are the leader of the band, because how you could hear all that intricate little mistakes and was stopping and get it right. When he came to sing, he did a verse and a chorus in one song, and he said he going on, but he left, because he said his music was clean. So I'm saying to say that Wizard knew how I look at things when it comes musically, so he asked that my foot should be in it, and somebody cried down.
But I'll tell you this. I believe that at that stage, and with the children having to get time off from different things to get to wherever. And at the end of the day, the government is still responsible because they're the one giving Spice money. The government is still responsible. Yeah. So I believe that should have been something like the Soca Monarch.
Yeah.
That should be under the umbrella of the Department of Culture.
I think so too. No, I think so too.
No, I don't believe it should be run by anybody, any entity just like that, because what could happen is that if that person or that individual, that grouping decides, okay, fine, I have some issue with somebody, they can stop it.
I want to say something with that too, Andre, but
remember, I am not forcing you to say anything.
I remember I went to a finals on the Carnage. I would say it. Let me take my blows. I went to a finals on the Carnage. That time when Wagiti had his thing just outside Seaman and Waterfront. And they had the Junior Kaiso finals there. And I listened to all the artists that performed and they were singing flat. It hurts my heart. That don't happen on the day. That is practice. That don't happen on the day that is practice. They practice that way. You can, someone could go flat on the day because of tension, but everybody, not everybody. So then I realized that even at the rehearsal, what the rehearsal used to be.
Well, if you are involved, not involved, but if you, meaning the Department of Culture, is responsible for music and music with young children, no, if you guys are responsible, then you have to take the licks. You have to take licks because it means that you're not doing your job.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. But you see, okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. The time has now moved on to 20s. Make that 27 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. We're supposed to go to 8:15. You've stolen 15 minutes with all your things you want to say but don't want to say. Remember, I never forced you to say anything. Yeah, I never forced you to say anything.
We're close out.
Yeah, we're going to close now. Yeah. But how are you convincing the Grenadian people that the monies, because monies are hard to come by now.
Right now, yeah.
Has always been hard to come by, and even harder now.
Yeah.
How are you convincing the Grenadian public that the monies that your Minister Yolam Bain, will go to cabinet and argue for, so that you will have monies for your budget? Convince the Grenadian people that they need to agree with you and agree with your minister that you should get the monies you got last budget year, and this budget cycle coming, you more than likely might want some more. Convince us that we should support Minister Bain as she goes to cabinet and so to support you in getting more monies.
Well, the thing about it, that's a difficult question in the sense that it comes under the armpit of total administration, So I have to be very careful with my choice of words based on what I'm saying. But give us a chance. We need the chance to deliver. So we'll work with young people, yes. But outside of working with young people, we want to go into the communities. And if we realize too that the communities, we don't have, Andre, we don't even have community groups as before,
I know that. MSCDO is not functioning.
Yeah, I tell you, we don't even have community groups as before. So give us a chance that we should try to rebuild. Because I say rebuild because there is no folk group. There is no, even the church choir. I'm involved in the church choir a lot. And just on Sunday, my pastor was asking that we want people to come out to the church choir. Even the church choir now, is very few people. You know, church choir used to be, if you remember men's up on them, church choir used to be 30 and
church
40.
Choir was church choir.
Yeah, even so I'm saying, I try to use choice words because, as I said, it's an administrative question you asked me, which I don't want to get myself in trouble, but just give us the chance that the monies that our minister might lobby for, we'll be able to execute with the little that we have. Because right now we don't have much material or resources to work with. I mean, I'm talking about human resources. But just give us the chance. That's the best I could say. Because I don't want to put myself
So you're saying to the Grenadian people, give us the opportunity, back Minister Bain, who is going to lobby for funds for us, back her on this, because we will be able to deliver and make her look good. Are you certain of that?
Executed. Yes.
I'm recording this. This has been recorded. I'm just letting you know that this has been recorded.
So then we'll work with the little that we have so that we can deliver. I'm saying that too, again, Andre, people need to go to Culture Grenada. We just recently did a virtual concert with the school orchestra where we, a musical journey, where you see that we take young people from one point to where they perform in the orchestra.
Finally, I'll tell you this morning, you are doing quite a bit. I understand that and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But it should not be me meeting you in the market square and say, hey, I need an interview. Your ministry or your department, you guys need to be... The time has come when ministries and what they do is no longer or should no longer be shrouded in secret.
Yeah, hidden.
And hidden. And then you get to find out something, way down when it's... I say, hey, well, we do that already?
Yeah.
No.
Should be.
You have to let people know what you're doing. This is an avenue. We'd respect the fact that you would call upon us, that you would like to come and speak to different issues. You may speak not necessarily to me. There are other persons who will be able to do this and accommodate you at whatever time. And we look forward for a continued cooperation between us and your department. Remember, I said that pretty soon I may speak to you again, not as Chief Cultural Officer. You never know.
I'm not the chief. I'm the senior. You still make a mistake.
I make no mistake. The brain knows what it has to do.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for the opportunity. And as I said earlier, I had to. It's an administrative conversation what should be happening here, so I had to ask for permission from the Chief Cultural Officer and from the PS for me to speak in that capacity.
And they allowed you?
They did. Said
Who's
that
your
I can.
PS?
Miss Desiree Stevens.
Desiree Stevens. And Mr. Matthew is still your
Chief Cultural Officer? Yeah. So I had to ask the indulgence.
Well, he dare not say no. He dare not say no.
Because I'm speaking in the capacity of administration. So I want to say thank you. And I'm looking forward to come back with some of the things that I said so that I can back it up.
What I say to you, Real FM, are those always open to things that aids in the development of the country.
Right.
And that's what we have.
Yeah. Thank you.
Take care, man. One love.
Right.
So much years that we sweat and toil, is be blood and tears wait till the soil, but we still suffering today. And we children can't see the way. Hey, I wake up in the morning and there's unemployment. I can't take that. Wake up in the morning and there's more retrenchment. I can't take that. When they going to stop all this humiliation, I can't take that. Wake up in the morning, more frustration. I can't take that. No, ain't taking that. So the people ain't taking that. Ain't taking that. So the people ain't taking that. Ain't taking that. So the people ain't taking that.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office.
Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Dr. Chaitan again, international social skill consultant, reminding you that we should stop every form of sexual violence here in the beautiful island of Grenada.
And me say no make them take advantage of you.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
To the bone for my country, I squeeze blood out a stone for my country, the people in authority, mashing up my family.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to all the lovely people listening to Real 91.9 FM this morning. Thanks again to Kenneth Mark. And as I did indicate, boy, he was supposed to take Kenneth to 8:15, took us down to like 8:30. Good morning. We have a call online, and then I have another guest online. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning to you, Mr. Andre.
Yeah.
First of all, let me just remind you that about the matter you have to do for me.
What do I have to do this for you again?
To get the information to the gentleman.
Oh, yeah, for that to get printed for you. Yeah, and I know that. Yeah, that'll be done. That should be done today.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, the gentleman that was speaking to you just now, I think, try to get the name. But I think he was giving you a wealth of knowledge there. And I support you that this knowledge must be get onto people and not kept and not have to ask for. Most times people have wealth of information and it's kept. And you hear him say that he has to get permission from the authorities. Well, I think the authorities should make it possible to give people with their knowledge the information to give to the nation.
Yeah.
So well, it's highly, highly important.
Anyway, but Cliff, I go ahead, finish.
Especially where you say these days that we don't have organization groups and clubs and so on again. We have to get the information on a one-on-one base to people.
All right, but I've got another another guest on online there, Cliff, that and you would love this one because as you would say, he's a golf man. You like to boast of your golf people. So you listen to that one and then you will tell me afterwards.
Thank you.
All right, one love. Great. It's real. It's 91.9 and 91.5 www.durefmgrenada.com. Good morning to you, Dexter Mitchell.
Good morning, Mr. Donald. Sorry. Mr. Donald.
I ain't got all that money yet.
And good morning to the listeners of Real FM. I cannot say viewers. I recognize that I cannot make the camera crew, but that's okay. That's all right.
You cannot make the camera crew?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dexter. We have up on our social media page, if you can find it, you'll see that there's a beautiful picture of you that makes you look so good. You might just be able to get a girlfriend today and you walk through the street. So don't feel like we're not prepared. We had some challenges. So the next best thing was to get a picture from you, of you online and put it there. And we made sure that we used a proper one with a nice smile and everything. Your mom and dad will be proud of you looking at you like that.
I appreciate that. I think the next time that I will probably come up to Sutter's I like the early morning drive up. I think we've done that before.
Yes, we have done that before. Definitely, we have done that before.
And have a extended in studio chat.
So yeah, Dex. Well, as we start, it's a sad note to start on, but we've lost two Rastas in the art form back to back. On the weekend, Henry, Natty Nuclear Dread, and over the past 12 hours or so, Brother Resistance.
Yes, and condolences to both families, and especially the family of Natty Nuclear Dread. And for those who might not be familiar with his work, a lot of it is manifested through the work of Little Natty right now, and Wasways. And I heard Mr. Mack mention Sister Lee and her appearance in the independence celebrations, but she has also made it to the Calypso finals. She has been a finalist in the Calypso competition here in Grenada, so she has been able to hold her own, not only as the wife of Natty, but also as a prominent Calypsonian. So condolences to the entire family. He has made his contribution, and I wish that he rests well and flies well.
I'm so disappointed in us, and I'll tell you why. I think it was Harold Picey was one who posted how great Jude Henry was. And then I think I saw Colin Dow doing same and speaking to his compositions and stuff. And I sat back and I said, well, what happened here? How come this man was so great but never won a crown? It means that we have so many more people greater than him?
No, I think that there are a group of Calypsonians who have done exceptionally well, but never won a crown. I mean, people like Eggy's, Squeezy, Teacher Eddie, Randy Isaac, Tony Matthew, I mentioned Squeezy.
Yeah.
And I think when you go back through the annals of Grenada's Calypso, you probably could refer to those guys as the supporting cast, where you have, the winners, the Ajamos, the Wizards, the Inspectors, and so on. But you also have those who were, right there, but just did not overcome that hump.
Okay. If you put it that way, fine. My brother. But what's up with you? 4-1, because I know I can speak to you about many, many things. A 4-1 drubbing from Honduras?
4-0.
Yeah, 4-0, sorry. Yeah, 4-0 drubbing from Honduras. What's going on here? Did you expect that?
The ultimate test, to me, the ultimate test of whatever the programs are, whatever football programming there might be, whatever technicalities that have been worked on, the ultimate test is the performance of your national team. And to me, what happened last night suggests that we have a lot of work to do in terms of the development of football. We see that the competitions are not the quality of football in the competitions are not of a high quality. And if you are going to develop football and football competitions and then bring in a whole bunch of foreign players and try to assimilate with the local grown players, it's always going to be difficult. I mean, those guys don't have much time to work together to practice. So I think we need to go back to that homegrown, using local coaches and build from the bottom up. It's nice to bring a foreign coach. It's nice to bring in foreign players, but if you are not getting results, then you probably need to look elsewhere. And I think that is coming back home.
I always remember the Spice Boys when we played in, was it what cup was it? It was Steve Mark and Son in Barbados.
Caribbean Cup.
Caribbean Cup, and we lost because Kelly Jack went to tie his shoelaces, and because that's where the goal came from. And we were defeated there in the finals. Now my thing is, I always remember that team, and why I remember the team is because I don't remember there being a foreign-based player on the team.
But football is a team sport, and your success is based on the players having a fair understanding of each other, working well together as a team. So if you are going to bring in, more than half of your team from outside and expect them in 2 weeks or so to assimilate and work together. It's not going to produce the results that we are looking for. Yes, it might get us through the Gold Cup, it might get us through some competitions, but we are not going to enjoy the success that we should. And when we get to these big stages, playing against Honduras, Panama, and Qatar, we are going to be embarrassed. So I would suggest, for what it is, that we go back to the drawing board. Let us build from home, use who we have here. I'm a huge fan of Nixon Modest as a player and now as a coach, and use the expertise of those guys and build from the bottom up.
I would want to believe, I agree with you in terms of using people like Nixon and others as coaches. And what we probably need more than anything else, not necessarily a foreign coach, if we put it like that, but someone who can give us advice as to our player development. So someone who is there and speaking in the ears of the coach and say, okay, coach, we probably could try this, but the coach still has his own head, his own thing, doing what he needs to do, but someone to advise him on the thing. Do you think that we can go that way?
Well, you hit it right on the head, and I think we had that with Charlie Joseph, who went out and was very successful in Major League Soccer in the United States, but understood our players and our culture. So I think you need that kind of balance, somebody with the international experience, but somebody who understands how to get the best out of the Grenadian players. And I think Charlie would have been a perfect example in that regard, and would be somebody who could provide support to Nixon while he continues to develop and grow as a coach.
I believe that what happened last evening, the 4-0 drubbing from Honduras, interestingly, when I look at the score, I would suffice to say our defense did well. The fact is that we could not get the opportunities we needed to score goals, because Honduras is not an easy team. They're one of the tougher teams in come out of South America. They're the players, when they hit you, you stay hit. And I think the defense did well, and in terms of only been conceding 4 goals.
Well, Honduras is Central America.
Yeah, Central America. Sorry, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the results are going to stand as for nothing. I suspect that the coaching staff and the support staff will be looking for moral victories from last night's defeat to encourage the team. But 4-0 is 4-0, And I wish the Spice Boys best of luck moving forward. It's only going to get tougher because when you come from a 4-0 drubbing, your enthusiasm and so on is affected. So I'm hopeful that the coaches can get some moral victories out of last night's game based on the game plans, and hopefully we see better goalkeeping and something coming from the strikers.
Are we still in the age of you smoke marijuana or you use marijuana and you can't make your Olympics team because of that as a country? I'm not speaking just Grenada here, but different countries all over the world. Is marijuana still looked upon as that? I thought we had gotten to the stage where we understood and different. Even in the United States, there are states that they grow marijuana, to sell marijuana, and now Sha'Carri Richardson has been punished for using marijuana.
Well, the rules are the rules, Andre, and World Athletics are very clear that the marijuana, as far as they are concerned, is still an illegal drug. It is going to get to a point where it becomes acceptable. To what extent and to how much are you allowed in your system and allowed to compete? That will come up for debate. But the rules as it stands right now is that if you are tested positive for marijuana in competition, you will be banned. And I think she has to accept that responsibility. Marijuana in the States is only legal in 18 states in the United States. Only 18 states have recognized it as a legal drug so far. So it means that there is still some debate and still some discussion going on about how much we are going to accept it and accept its use for recreation and for medicine. But in her particular case, it was a violation of World Athletics competition rules. She has done the right thing by accepting responsibility, and she should have, to be quite frank, she should have known better.
All right. So, what did you expect from her at the Olympics if she had made it to to that level?
I like what she's bringing to track and field, the excitement. So whether you like her or you don't like her style, she's creating conversation. She has created interest in female track and field. As a performer, I don't know how well she would have done against Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price and Elaine Thompson and Shericka Jackson, because her start is very slow. In championships like the Olympics and World Championships, you cannot be 40 and 50 meters behind and expect to catch up. It's not going to happen in championships. So I thought that it would have created excitement going through the heats and the semifinals, and obviously, you know, we would have been looking at the various times that they were doing. But I think head to head, I think she would have had a very tough time against Jamaicans. I like what she's bringing to the sport. I like the fact that there is conversation. There is this new young female sensation. She has attitude. She talks a lot, and people are talking about track and field, at least in that regard.
Does she remind you more of Gail Divas or Flojo?
A bit more Flojo. Well, the Gail Divas in terms of stature, but in terms of style, certainly more along the lines of Flojo.
But she still cannot have the best smile from a female athlete, which belongs to whom? Who had the best smile? Let me hear if you're good like that.
Veronica Campbell-Brown, I would say.
No. That girl who had that bunny rabbit smile. What's her name again? She was disgraced also.
Marianne Jones.
Oh, now you got it. You're a smart guy. I knew that. I knew you're smart. You're from Guelph, right?
I'm from Clogier. I'm from the parish of St. John. So some of my parish is Guelph, but I am from Clogier. I identify strongly with Clogier.
Okay, in terms of distance, how far do you live in relation to Mighty Hurricane?
Well, I grew up not very far from him.
Okay.
It was probably less than 10 minutes walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're definitely from Clogier. Okay, fine. I give you that. I give you your props right there.
Yeah, the 1968 Calypso
The
Monarch.
1968 Calypso Monarch of Grenada.
Yes.
Dexter, you know, we were supposed to do something, but we never really got it done because 2020 came, and it had to do with recognizing the Olympians that we would have had over the years. Remember?
Yes.
Remember that was what's up? Are you still have that in the bag? Correct?
Yeah, that is going to happen. We were able to contact. Well, first of all, get a list of the names of all the athletes in all the disciplines who represented Grenada at the Olympics. And I think that would have started in 1984 at the Summer Olympics in LA. So you had that boxing contingent that included Bonnie Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been in contact with most of those athletes, and they've all expressed interest in coming to Grenada to be part of the Grenada Invitational and to be recognized for their contribution. I think it is a huge deal if you can represent your country at the Olympics, to have your flag flown as part of the parade and so on. Obviously, what Kirani has done in having the anthem played is obviously a different level.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have represented your country at that great stage, I think you need to be recognized. So the plans are on for 2022 for the Grenada Invitational. But whenever it happens, the athletes who represented Grenada at the Olympics will be recognized.
Will be recognized. Well, you cannot, no one can just mention the name of Kirani the Great just like that. I have to ask you a question. He's already in Tokyo based on my information. Dexter, what are you seeing for this Olympics, which may end up being his last?
What I'm happy about, first off, is the fact that, and I remember having a conversation with him before London, and saying to him, you know that if you make the Olympics in 2012, if you went to London, if you qualified at 18 years old, you would be able to compete in 3 Olympics before age 30. And he has accomplished that now. He will be competing in Tokyo at age 28, which to me is a tremendous accomplishment. And then when one considers the loss of his mom, who we all know how very close he was to her, and how close-knit the family is, and then the affliction of the Graves' disease, I mean, it places even more significance on the accomplishment now. So as far as I am concerned, and that is my personal take, that is Dexter Mitchell's take, he has already won by qualifying for the Tokyo Olympics. And then, of course, the challenges of COVID and not being able to train as you'd like to and compete and so on. He's already a winner. So whatever happens, whether he goes on to win another gold or whether he loses in the first round, he has already accomplished anything beyond what any one of us would have expected from Kieran James. And that makes him a winner in the Tokyo Olympics in 2020.
Where's that young man out of South Africa? Where is he now?
Van de Kock, he has qualified for the Olympics also. After he broke the world record, he had some challenges, injuries, and so. In fact, I think he left South Africa, went to Miami to train, and he has since qualified. He's around the qualifying time. He's doing around the same time as everybody, doing mid 44s, 44.6, 44.7s right now, which makes that particular race extremely exciting. I mean, and all the rungs are going to be very, very tough because most of the athletes are doing just about the same things right now. No one has necessarily established themselves as the favorite going into the games. Fred Colley, who was kind of looking like that, he has opted for the 100 and 200 meters. So again, it speaks to the chances of Kirani. But like I said, whether or not he qualifies for the finals or wins a medal, he's already a winner by being in Tokyo, by being able to qualify to compete in Tokyo.
The final question on athletics. We have a world champion in Anderson. Is it Anderson Peters?
Yes.
Competing in the javelin, and he is number 1 in the world or in the best 3 javelin throwers in the world at present.
He's current world champion.
Right.
I think that yeah.
So what are you expecting from Anderson?
He has been having a tough season, and I saw a post from him on Facebook last night, acknowledging that he has not been able to get up, to the standards of the Europeans. But again, that is why you have the competitions. So come, Tokyo later on this month, he could be in the medals also. But again, at his age and what he has been able to accomplish, we have to be grateful that these guys are going out there. They are doing what they are doing. They are representing Grenada with class and with dignity. Andre, one of the things that stands out is that those guys on that level, they are not surrounded with controversy. You don't hear the names, being dragged through the mud or anything. They understand their responsibility in representing Grenada. And I think they handle that pressure and that responsibility very well. And we must commend them for that. So congratulations to all the athletes who have qualified for the Olympics, and I would certainly love to wish them well. And we are looking forward to welcoming them home and having them compete at Grenada Invitational 2022.
Dexter, with Anderson Peters, he's the world champion. Kirani James is not a fly-by-night. You can't just dismiss him. What happens, Dexter? Look at it and paint the picture for us. What happens when Grenada at this Tokyo Olympics, when Grenada would have won 2 medals, not necessarily 2 golds, but 2 medals in 2 different disciplines, in the 400 meters and in the javelin, Grenada wins 2 medals. What happens here, Dexter? Paint it.
I can't imagine the euphoria and the celebrations. Because remember, when they've done it individually, we've had individual celebrations. I mean, while we have celebrated as a nation, but we have the St. John celebration and we have the St. David celebration. But imagine have to duplicate that out in 2 parishes, island-wide. I'm not sure if they are going to come into the country at the same time, so we might have to have more than one celebration. It's going to be monumentous if we are able to win 2 Olympic medals for our size, for our population. It will be extremely monumentous. But like I said, medals or no medals, they are already winners just by qualifying for the Olympics under very, very strenuous conditions, because a lot of big names have not qualified, Andrew. A lot of major athletes have not qualified for this year's Olympics. A lot of them buckled under the pressure of COVID and lack of competition and so on. And to have those guys be able to do that, they have already won. And I think we should not wait on them to win medals to celebrate them. I think plans should already been made so that when they get back to Grenada, they are celebrated just for being able to qualify for the Olympics in 2020.
Dexter, what you've just said is things that I preach day in, day out. We have to recognize our people now.
Yep.
We have to recognize our people now. And as you said, don't wait for them to do so and have that Grenada flag raised and the anthem played. Don't wait for that. Recognize them now. Because, I mean, come on. I would, granted that Rondell Bartholomew is not too much in the picture these days. It doesn't mean that he's out of it totally, but he's just not, there where we'd love for him to be. But that does not mean and should not mean that we should not have a billboard in St. Patrick that tells us this is Rondell Bartholomew and maybe with his achievements. When we look at, there are different people, and I'm not just speaking athletics here. There are different people in different disciplines, throughout. And we do not recognize them. And as you pointed out to me, Dexter, when you were doing that thing, recognizing the Olympians, we have probably one of the persons who do the best upholstery in Grenada, a former Olympian. Yep. We do not recognize our people. Instead of that, we spend time trying to pull down everybody on social media.
Exactly. And two things, Andre. One, the media has to take a lot of blame for that. So it is easy for a television station in Grenada or a radio station or newspaper to send a reporter to some remote part of the island to cover a gruesome accident or a suicide or something like that. But the same media would not do a feature on Cliff, who does upholstery in Paradise, but is a former national athlete, a former national standout, a former national Olympian. Leading up to the Olympics, none of the local media houses have done stories about our Olympians. None of them would have reached out to Kirani to ask, how are you doing? How are you coping? What is taking place? And St. Peter's, what it is like since you've signed your contract with Adidas and you're now on the Diamond League circuit. How is that going? But if something negative happened, they would find a way to go over or to Subies to cover that angle of the story. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the media has to take a lot of responsibility for that. And additionally, what is missing is that if we do not hold these guys up as heroes, it means that we are doing a disservice to our young people. Because another young athlete is probably looking on and saying, you know what, this probably is not worth it because Kirani is not getting the recognition he's supposed to get. Alan Francis did not get it. Rondell Bartholomew, as they alluded to, has not gotten it. Nixon Modest has not gotten it. Junior Murray has not gotten it. So why should I force and fight, mm-hmm. to give human service to my country, and then what? I come back and nobody pays attention to me. So I think somebody like Leon Decoto, who was the first person in Grenada to run a sub-11, those guys have to be recognized for what they were able to accomplish.
Hey! Eugene Liquish was the first person in Grenada to do a sub-11. Careful now.
It was Eugene? It was Eugene?
It was Eugene Liquish.
I think that's debatable. But anyway.
Careful now, Dex.
but we need to, and I think that, and that is why it was so important for us at the Grenada Invitational to recognize the Olympians, because it is going to shock people when it happens, when you see somebody parading and being recognized as an Olympian. People are going to be shocked, and they are going to be pointing and saying, "What? Now, I didn't know he represented Grenada at the Olympics. I didn't know he went to the Olympics," because there are citizens among us who have done extraordinary things who do not get the recognition. And I am doing my part in that regard, and also trying to create an impression on the young people to say to them that if you work hard, if you are disciplined, that you should be recognized and you could be recognized. And people that you know as young people among you, who you interact with on a daily basis, have done extraordinary things in the past lives.
Dexter, we'll have to continue that conversation because I believe we have Senate this morning, and I think it probably would have started already. So we don't want to get fired. But we will continue that conversation. And I will reach out to you because we have to speak about so many things. So we probably make it a regular every fortnight or so, speak to Dexter Mitchell and we find out what's going on. We don't always agree, but what we have to give to the nation is very important.
Certainly, man. And thanks for the opportunity.
No problem. Take care, my brother.
All right.
Okay, great. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.realfmgrenada.com. Yes, friends, I was just so caught up there with Dexter, and we ran over time, and then we've got the news, and then we're going to be joining the Senate, which will already be in progress. Stay with us. This is Real FM Radio.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
This is the latest news update as produced by the Northern News Network.